Yep, we're having a problem.
No, we're live.
It shows we're live.
Yeah, we're
Hello,
live.
Oh, well, great. Well, thank you. We're not having a problem, guys. That's wonderful.
The problem was
That
we're
is
waiting for you
so
to start talking. When do we
great.
come
That
in?
was great. No, I
Welcome,
was getting.
Tony.
Thank you. I'm here. I'm seriously here, people. No, yeah. It looked there was a little issue on the back end here that looked a little weird. I apologize to everybody for being a complete whack job. Okay, so here we go. This is the beginning of Drive Facebook Live. And I have my good friend Carla as our guest host. But more importantly, we have a wonderful guest today. We have Kevin Reichelt. Kevin, tell us who you are, where about your shop, the name of your shop, where it's at, and everything cool about you.
Come on, everybody doesn't know me by now. This is Kevin Reichelt. I'm co-owner with Eric Leidikson of Stellar's Garage. We are currently celebrating our 75th anniversary here in Shelton, Connecticut. And I've been a Drive client pretty much, I think, since 2008. And I'm happy to be here and to tell people my success of going to the expos over the years.
That's
Cool.
great. That's really cool. So what we're going to talk about today, Carla, is we're going to talk about all things Expo.
Cool.
So
Chris probably is saying hello to us all. Hi,
hey,
Chris.
Chris, good to see you. And also, because it's always a great show when we can talk Expo with Kevin. So that's the thing. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about your experiences with the Expo. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How many expos have you been to?
I don't know.
That many?
I don't. So TJ Crossman he was part of Drive, and I would wear every lanyard that I got, because every year they give you a lanyard. And then one year I had like all these lanyards, and I had him dying because he's like, "What do you think, you're something special?" I'm like, "I am. I'm special. I don't turn away." But I don't know, man. We've been to some really. My most memorable, without a doubt, is Hawaii. Had a really good time. It was, hard, kind of hard to get there from Connecticut, but
Well, it's a pretty long drive.
yeah.
And
It wasn't, the drive wasn't so bad. I was
and then
holding
you
my
have
breath.
to swim, right?
It was holding my breath underwater. That almost killed me.
Yeah, you have to.
But the thing is, like, the convention, the expo, then it was fun. It was, it was engaging. We did the ones out in California, like pre-COVID, were fun as well. The destination ones are nice, because you could go explore the area. Like I like Vegas. So much to do in Vegas, right? I mean, if you're into gambling, you could definitely gamble. If you there's a lot of shows and stuff like that to see. I haven't been to, I think it's called the Sphere. Is that it? Was a globe, the Sphere?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
I've seen it, but I haven't been to it. And the Hoover Dam, if you got time, that kind of stuff. But the places that where was it? Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah was fun, and we all got together and we got on a paddle boat cruise or whatever. And Tony had a run, if he remembers.
I'll
Tony
never forget. My heart is palpitating right now, Kevin.
I think it was the first
Just
time.
remembering.
I think it was the first time
Well,
I
you
met
had
you.
to
Really,
run.
Tony.
Don't
I'm telling you,
worry.
it was probably close to a mile that he ran to give me tickets to get on this thing, because somehow there was some dropout or something. And he comes running, in a suit and good shoes on. Not even
Yes,
like
I knew
shoes.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
It was like it had to be like 95 degrees out.
It's Savannah, man.
It was awesome.
95 and 100 degrees humidity.
But
Oh boy.
But this expo is going to be in Vegas, so there's a lot. There's a lot to do. We were just talking about the amount of the schedule, how packed it is, and if you're looking for it, you go to driveexpo.com, and under info there's a tab, and it'll bring up the whole itinerary of what's going on, and then again all the awards that are going to be there. For the award ceremony and what's going to be. And that's a fun night. I really like it because you can hear everybody's story, of what they did. And in each one, you get a nice consolation prize to take home with you, for
A
A
consolation
consolation
prize.
prize.
For-
You gotta put it in front of your face.
when you get your master's award, and then if you work hard, you get, okay, can you see this one, the master elite, right? And then
Yes, sir.
and that's cool. And then then you go back and you talk to your business consultant, whatever you kids are being called nowadays, and and you work harder,
Coaches.
and you work with Larry Monroe and all these other people, and you got to work for it. This one's heavy. This is like 19 pounds. The big trophy of the the sustained master elite.
Kevin brought the hardware.
I did.
That's awesome.
But you guys, and of course, there's going to be great food out there as well, right? You got all the restaurants and all of that.
So Caroline posted the chat in the I'm sorry, the schedule in the chat. The chat in the schedule.
So if you look in the schedule, you can see all the chat from this show. No, I'm kidding.
No, she posted the schedule in the chat.
Yep.
And Brittany's watching from
Lake Elsinore.
Elsinore. Yeah.
Lake Elsinore.
Hi, Brittany.
Yep. So
that's awesome. Hi, Brittany.
So are you putting out a challenge, Kevin, that all of the clients should bring all of their lanyards from every expo?
Bring them all, and the
that would be
pins.
fun.
The pins. It's like, I have all the pins from like the host and then the top 20, because they used to give. Remember the pins they had, and I did that. I look like I'm trying to think of the highest level of military because I had all these pins all over.
You look like
I can't really
look like
captain,
a general.
Captain or the general.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. And then, but one of the things I was going to add to what you were saying about the awards was they get to tell their story, and that's exactly right. But the thing that always really touches me, and I've seen about 7 or so or 8 of them now. It's just amazing to listen to a client who was really having trouble or who was not living the life that they wanted to live. You know what I mean? Like they were working way too many hours, weren't making any money. They were under a ton of stress, or, their marriage might even be a little bit on the rocks because things are so tight or stressful. And then they just talk about how it started there and they worked their way through. And then now they're standing on stage and they're talking about, going surfing every morning for 4 hours, or heading over to, getting on a plane and flying somewhere to pick up some lobster, whatever, like it was that story you told at the expo. You told me that story at the expo, and I swear it sounds just like the plot to Smokey and the Bandit 2. Okay. It sounded like go to Boston and pick up some clam chowder and come back, But whatever that movie, that's such a ridiculously old reference. But anyway, so yeah, so then you hear about how their lives have fundamentally changed. So it was very stressful for Kevin, and now he can hang out with John and eat lobster.
Yeah, well,
on
I'm sure John said he was going to get out of the water just to watch this today. So hi, John, if you're there. My friend John Starkey, who has, I don't know if everybody knows, like, what he's been through, but he's been through a lot. He's been drive for a very short period of time. He is one of the people that absolutely crush it in the automotive world now. He lives in Hawaii, and he had a fire, and he was going to host a top 20 meeting. I think he got nervous and he just lit the place on fire, so we didn't show up. But that's what
out of the top 20.
He's like, I don't want anybody coming to my shop.
He planned it all out because he wasn't even at the shop. He wasn't even in Hawaii.
But I know he didn't. We all know he didn't. It's a joke. Don't want
You
the insurance company going
insurance
after him.
Adjusters don't listen to the show.
No, but the good thing is, like, and this makes it even better. Like, it's like the phoenix rises from the ashes, right? He has a bigger, better place now. He come back stronger, and that's the great thing about the expo and the networking, and then part of Drive is that we've all, like, we're talking about the stories. You hear some really sad stories, and I don't really like to get on stage and tell sad stories, so I don't. But you hear, like, where people, you hear that everybody has something going on in their life, and everybody thinks that they're the only one that's going through it. And then when you network with these people, especially at the conventions, and you're sitting in person, you get to know them. The expo is awesome for that. And then you realize that, things aren't so bad. We talked about the other day, I could show people my statistics, my graphs of how we succeed when we come back from the expo. And I know there's some people out here that are maybe listening. They're like, I don't want to close a shop. I'm going to lose money. I'm going to lose customers. I'm going to lose. What you're going to lose is the opportunity to win, because we usually gain customers when we come back. We usually gain more money when we come back, because you're a little bit more focused and you're talking about other things. Everybody has different software systems and everybody's talking about different ones. And, you talk to somebody about a new one or one you're thinking about going with, and it helps push you, over that edge and say, okay, this isn't working out for me. And I'm not just talking that. It could be a tire machine. It could be a tow truck. It could, whatever the case may be. Everybody in the group, and that's what's really awesome about the expo. You go out at night, you go to dinner, you hang out, you unwind and get to know each other. And that's what, was great. And that's kind of like the hard thing about COVID, good and bad, is a training, online training. We're all used to it now, but we don't meet in person anymore. And you lose that. You're pulled from your element.
Touch.
Yeah. But you're pulled from your environment. And then you're out somewhere else and your brain just starts processing different, because it's seeing everything and all that. It's because it's not your same daily routine. And then your creative juices start flowing. You're like, you know what? I think I'm going to listen to this person and do that, or they had a good experience with that. But the other thing is, everybody that's listening and everybody that's involved with Drive can help somebody else out in some way, because you've experienced something that I haven't experienced. And that's what's great about it. So these people, that if you're sitting there thinking like there's no, I got nothing to give, you do. And you'll realize that when you're sitting around a table and you're listening to other people.
No, I completely agree with that.
So your best pal, Adam Jadowitz, is watching.
How you doing, Adam? Hey, speak amongst yourselves. I got to eat a hot dog.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, now might be a good time for the ad. Let's do the spot. You want to do it or me, Carla?
You go for it.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up. First of all, we've been talking the expo, but we cannot say it enough. There's going to be an expo in Vegas on September 18th, 19th, and 20th. If you can make it, please do so, because you're going to love it. We're going to talk more about it after this commercial break. And also, I want to talk about next week's show. Next week's show is going to be great, because we're going to have Dave and Debbie Jennerjohn of Ultimate Truck Services. They did a big event. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about their experiences at the expo. They will be there, and we're going to find out a little bit about their customer appreciation day, is what they called it, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm kind of trying to push to see if we can get a couple of slides or pictures for that to show during the show. But it's going to be a great show, so don't miss Dave and Debbie Jennerjohn next Friday from Ultimate Truck. 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern, and that's the commercial break. You get enough to eat there?
I just had a little bit, nosh.
There's you gotta make your reservations for your hotel room at the expo.
Yeah.
The link is in the chat. And you should do them pretty quick, because otherwise you're going to be out in a tent outside.
Exactly. Or you're going to be like, yeah, I had to go stay at the New York or something. And then you had to walk, get an Uber. Like, look, you just want to be in the hotel. And right now is the time to book it, because we still, I don't think we've hit the date yet, although we're getting close. That's why I'm not quite sure where the block price is going to fall off. So now's the time. And Kevin promised me he was going to book his room right after we got off the show.
I thought we were doing a screen share, and I would show everybody how.
He was going to show. Yeah, he was going to show his credit card and everything, so everybody could book their
room with his credit card number. So that'll be great. And he's got the three number code too.
Yeah, he even had the 3 codes set and everything.
Absolutely. Okay, good. So Yeah, you
So,
want to do that.
And
so
if those,
Kevin,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was going to say those of you that want to combine your destination, do the business trip, right? Because you could write it off. Of course, this is all 100% write off, and then you could visit the chapel, and you get married. So you get like two birds with one stone. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like,
I love it.
it's just got to be creative, especially when you're busy and you can't get away that much. Just tell the wife or the husband, like, hey, or the boyfriend or the girlfriend, I should say, hey, let's go to Vegas, get married, and go to the expo.
Well, you could renew your vows there. You could renew
Yeah,
your
you could
vows.
do
Well,
that.
Ellen's not going with me, and Eric and I are definitely going to do this. So we're
You and Eric.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
It's a partnership vow. How
I
about
know, it's
that?
true.
Right.
It's true. We tried that with we tried that with Drive initially because you had to pay for each partner, and I said I could marry them. Could I save my money? But you guys changed that now, so
Because the spouse goes for free.
the spouse was free. Yeah. Any way to save $1, you know what I mean?
So, Kevin, have you figured out where is the hot dog buffet?
No.
Oh man, you're running out of time.
The funny thing is, the last time there's a lobster. There's like a seafood buffet out there. And I remember, I can't remember the name of it, and I'm sure well, I'll look it up after. But I couldn't make it, and I was so upset because it's like unlimited lobster. I'm like, oh, this is all me. I'll be swimming in the butter, just eating lobster. But no, honestly, the thing is that you have these plans to go see stuff, and you either have to like book it and make it happen. But typically, what happens is I bounce into somebody, and we just hang out. We sit around the hotel or anywhere, and really go over different things that help us. I really look forward to seeing the friends in all the people in the top 20 group are like family to us anyways, and our own group and the whole networking group, because we see each other when we go to top 20 destinations to other shops. But then we have new people, people that are new to the program that maybe I've talked to through owners networking meeting, which I guess is this coming Monday. Is that correct?
Yes, Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Date Time.
So the people that I talk to there, sometimes they'll actually go out to the convention and we could meet in person. And I've made a ton of friends, and I got to tell you, I'm not going to mention names, but there's been a lot of people I've talked to that their business, their life was upside down. They're in business with their spouse or and they're having trouble at work. They're having financial trouble, and it just explodes because everything is in disarray. And then they hook up with Drive. They do some classes. They start implementing things. They go to the expo. They go and talk to other people. And I'm so happy when I see those people in person. Their attitude, their aura, their being is just like the weight is lifted. After a period of time, you could just see that these people are just doing better, and it's like, I really love that. And it's the same thing, we've seen it before in owner networking meeting when, people are just beat up and they're just like tired. And, and a month or 2 months go by after they start doing things for themselves and getting better. And again, the expo is like, energizes you to go out and do things that are going to make your shop better or make your personal, yourself better. I mean, Eric and I are trying to get, stage 4, everyone's at stage 4 or beyond, right? Absentee owners. Eric's leaving the shop early today. He's going to be out, he's going to take a vacation. You know what I mean? We could just kind of walk away from the shop. Is it 100% right now? No, because we had a change of crew, and we're going through some things, but pretty soon we'll have somebody be able to do payroll, write the checks. I mean, all of that. And it's all through the time that we spent learning from other people. Those people are up on stage years ago. My wife brought that up to me. She goes, remember when we were there and like listen to these stories, and now you're up there, we're up there on the stage and we're telling our story. And it's like, it's unbelievable that, the progression you go through. And that's what's fun at the expo, meeting the new people, the new clients, and then watching them succeed over time. You know, we could talk. We've got 10 minutes left, but we could talk all about the people that just like really, you know, put their nose to the grindstone and did everything that they could possibly do in a quick and timely manner. I mean, it took Eric and I a long time to get to the level that we're at, but it took the time that we kind of wanted it to take. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
you know, it's nice to be able to look back and see what we've accomplished. But we don't typically, most of us shop owners are mechanics. And most of mechanics, we look for something that's broken and we fix it. We don't look at stuff that's fixed. we don't look at stuff that's good. We don't focus on that. We look at something that's broken. So in our lives, we focus on stuff that's broken, and you got to fix it. You don't really take the time to look back and say, wow, you know, look at all the stuff that we fixed, or look at how good we have it. And especially, you know, I'm not sure if my crew is going to listen to this, but I'm very proud of them. We have a really good, well-oiled machine right now. We have, you know, Alan in the last year or two, he's really grown a long way. He's running our front, and the new guy, Steve, up there, he's doing really well. He really likes being here. Mike, our tech in the back, you know, we got 2 Brians back there, and we got Matt, and we have a younger kid out of high school, Bryce. And, you know, these guys are working really well together, and I'm very proud of it. In the years past, and I'm sure you guys are listening, you got somebody that's a knucklehead, or you got somebody that's bringing the shop down. You're like, you can't get rid of him. Can't get rid of him because he's my breadwinner. Let me tell you, you can. If that's a cancer in your building, get rid of him. If you want me to come down or fly out, and I'll get rid of him for you, free of charge, just a couple hot dogs. Nah, and these are the things that the people that work for Drive can't tell you. But at the expo, you could talk to people like me and say, yeah, you really need, most times shop owners, this is what's great about the expo too. Most of us are listening to other conversations, eavesdropping. I'll just say it straight out. No, we're listening to other conversations, and we're like, I can really help this guy. You know, and you go over and you're like, nah, man, no, this person really needs to go. And the other thing is, like, usually the wife's like, see, I told you that we really need to get rid of this guy. And it always works out. It always does. You know, my wife, Ellen, has told me in the past people that I needed to get rid of, because she just sees it. You know, when I come home and I'm like bummed, I'm like, man, this is what happened. This is what happened. She's like, kind of tired of hearing it, Kev. Just get rid of him, you know? And I'm not saying that you guys, please don't, like, you know, when this thing ends,
I'm gonna
like,
go
right,
fire their whole crew.
But
Kevin told me to fire everyone.
Listen, there's a lot of truth. I know in other automotive circles that I'm involved with, I've had people, and even Drive, fire everybody and start right at the beginning again. And then that's the only way, you know, you're gonna get what you want. Again, I'm not telling everybody to go fire everybody. I don't want to turn this into like a lecture, because I just want everybody to understand that.
We need to put it here. This is
the
opinions of Kevin. They're
not approved by Drive. I probably have something like that. I could.
You know, one of the things, Kev, that I wanted to mention on that is sometimes people don't want to let somebody go because, oh my gosh, sometimes you don't want to let them go because, you know that they're, whatever the upset or whatever the problem is, it's never going to get resolved. It's not a good fit, but they just feel bad about letting the person go. One of the things I used to tell my clients was that person probably won't be as much of a monster in another person's shop if they find the right shop, because they need to have a good fit. And sometimes I've worked with people for years. I've had run businesses, and some people we just don't get along, or we can't work together. And so that you let that person go, you're happier, your crew is happier, everybody's happier. Now you got to find a replacement, but everybody just generally becomes much happier. But the thing you might not know and you might not realize is probably that guy that you fired went somewhere and he's happier too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but once you're out the door, who cares, right?
Well,
no, I gotta tell you,
so
Eric and I are going into 29 years of this now, and we're going into 30, I should say, and we're friends with every, you know, past employee, and we're still friendly with a lot of them, and some of them don't really reach out to us or talk to us, but we go to, you know, there's a ton I could go into, you know, all of that. But yeah, and again, it helps talking to other networking at the expo with other shop owners and feeling, you know, what their thoughts are on problems that you have. You're not at the shop and you're not on a phone. You know what I mean? You could actually talk in person, and there's your shop is not with you. So that's a good place to do
You're
it.
not watching the car fall off the lift.
Plus, you have to walk by the one-armed bandits. You don't
Like
have to
Vegas.
partake, but you do have you could. There's potential to win a lot of money.
Yeah, there it is.
So,
So
so Kevin, what workshops are you looking forward to doing at the expo?
I think
Are you going to do them all?
I don't know. They overlap, and that's what Eric and I were talking about. Some of them, there's like he's got to go to one. I gotta go to the other. You know,
There you go.
the QuickBook Online thing. I got to look at that. You know,
Mhm.
that's Chris Probst. She's
Yeah.
delivering that one.
yeah. I would do the Spanish language workshop, but I don't know if they're going to teach us Spanish in that short time that I'm there. I
You'll have to get with G and do
Okay.
a crash course.
What about
But-
the paperless workshop? What about
We
that?
no, you know what? We're pretty good on that now. But I'll I'll look into that. The other thing is like I like being part of the. If I'm not, maybe I'm not. But I like the masters panel. You know, the round table with that. You guys still doing a top 20 group or top 20 in the morning or to? Didn't we used to do
I'll
that?
have to ask Carla about that.
What do
Oh,
you-
Carla's
what do
here.
you mean the top 20 group?
It wasn't there a round table or a top 20?
We have the top 20 lunch and
Oh
Yeah.
no. I thought so. You explained to people, other people, what it was about or any of that. But
oh, you're talking about the masters
the masters
panel.
panel probably. Yeah, that's what I'm
Masters
thinking.
panel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
That-
doing that on Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're all the masters that the guys that got masters or above answer questions about
At
anything.
that.
I know they
Yeah,
always
at
do it in
that
the morning.
expo.
We're going to be in Vegas in the morning.
So just stay
That's
up.
why
Do
we
it-
do
do
it
it
in
later.
the morning.
Do it later
That's
in
why
the
we
day.
do it in the morning.
Nobody's all hungover, foggy head. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be good.
Like
I'll be
there's a
good.
lot of oxygen in those casinos.
I
and
know,
the lights
I
stay
know.
on, so you'll just stay up. Just don't just stay up.
Anyways,
It
it's
starts at 9 a.m. For you, that's 12. That's
Yeah,
plenty
just
of
no,
time for
you-
you.
no, I'm the worst person to talk about because I could be anywhere and I'm still tired. So it's like I have insomnia. I got to be honest, man. But the good thing about Vegas, and I quit smoking in 2017. But you know, you're in Vegas for the smokers of the group. Try not to fall into this where you're like, you know what, it's nighttime. I'm just going to go have one cigarette, and then you go down there, you know, 10, 30, 11 o'clock at night because you can smoke inside the casinos. Next thing you know, it's like 4 a.m. and you're getting ready for the masters panel. No, but that is because you get stuck in there. You got to. I mean, that's what I do. I listen. And the other thing, I'm going to apologize to everybody right now. Okay,
Here we
if
go.
I am hanging out with you, I am going to do the Irish goodbye because I'm just going to like walk away at nighttime when I want to go to sleep because you get stuck in that. That's going to be like, where'd Kevin go? I don't know, but see him tomorrow morning.
That's right.
Anyways,
We'll try to remember that.
all these little tidbits, all these little, knowledge nuggets for everybody today.
Yeah, you're like looking around trying to say something, and then all of a sudden you just notice Kevin's gone. Alrighty. Well, I guess we're getting pretty close, huh, guys?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, anybody else have anything they want to add or like put a bow on this thing? Who wants to say something?
No, I just want my friend Danielle Gray. She's got to get in her car and start driving because she's going to have a long way to go. You won't get on the airplane. But I think somebody in her group's got to Mr. T her though, knock her out, drag her on a plane, get her out there.
That's an old A-team reference for you.
So there you go. You got a Mr. T her. Get out there, just throw her in the plane. But
again, this comment is not sponsored by
That's right, exactly.
I'm not lying. I'm surprised you guys have me back on. I know somebody somewhere, Bill's probably holding his head saying, what were they thinking? but all seriousness, if anybody is on the fence about it, I would just say, just go. And because if it's your first one, especially, get there you without a doubt you'll enjoy it. You're going to reap rewards from it. And again, if you have to close a shop for a day or two, I know it's an expense, but again, it's a business expense. It's a fun thing. We could teach you how business expenses are positive for you, but get out there and try and get out there and come say hi to any new people that see me there. And I hope you all could make it.
Awesome. Let's end it on that. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you all next Friday.